Ahoy, mateys. Welcome aboard. From sunny, at least for a couple hours, it's going to stay sunny here in Quartzsite, Arizona. Temperature right now is 54. It should be 58 by the time we're done here for this morning's show. Um, I'm just enjoying myself, having coffee, watched a couple videos, had a couple phone calls. One of them definitely a pleasant phone call. But I do want to have everybody here put up some prayers, um, please. Hank's got one issue. Hank was leaking oil, but Tina's going to keep an eye on it. When I spoke to her, she was just over the state line, or close to the state line of Michigan. She's going to try to make it to Nashville by the evening. She's going to keep an eye on the oil leak, make sure that everything stays up to snuff. And from the sounds of it, from wherever she got the oil done, I think she's going to be okay. We definitely will want to try to fix that when she does get here. It sounds like it's leaking around where the base of the tube that the dipstick goes in. So right where that tube meets the engine, that's where they think it's leaking. But it could be maybe that plus something else. Dave Schmidt, welcome aboard. Good to see you. So yeah, Tina's on her way, and I'm pretty geeked about that. But fingers crossed. She's trying. The reason she left early, she wasn't going to leave till Monday, but the weather's going to hit down through there in Kentucky and Tennessee, all through there. That's going to start Sunday. So hopefully by tomorrow afternoon, she'll be out of there and all the way into Texas, I hope, by that time. Linda Barker, welcome aboard. Phil Leo's here. Awesome. And there's Vintage Van Life. Awesome. Welcome aboard. I talked to Brian this morning. He's riding around on the bike. I don't know. Him and G got something going on. But then I got something going on for them later on after the show. I did some trash picking yesterday. I got, not all of it's trash. Check out this chair. There's nothing wrong with this chair. Whoops, well, maybe there is. No big deal. But it's an okay chair. Then I found iron steak. I don't know what this is. I have a feeling it's a black tank. Well, it's black anyways. And I found a couple pieces of wood out at a campsite that's been abandoned for some time. And this chair, that was abandoned. And then there's a couple more things I'm going to pick up if it's still there. When something sits for 5 days and it's like, are they really coming back? I finally decided they're not coming back, and I'm going to take it. It was, it didn't say free, but it didn't say that don't touch this, we're coming back. I would respect that. Oh, I'm sorry, D. I was out chasing around picking up junk. I think I sent you that picture. If I didn't, D, Well, let's see here. Yeah, you never know who you're going to run into out here. But I was at that junk store that's up by the Pilot gas station. I don't know. Can you see? I can't see if you can see it. I think you can see it. It was funny. I walked up to him and I said, has anybody ever told you that you look a lot like and sound like Bob Wells? And he cracked up. He said, yeah, I've heard that before. So then Linda, that was with him, she took our picture. And yeah, we had a nice little conversation. He was shopping at the junk store just like I was. And I got the baskets that I was looking for. So that's what those are. I got 6 of them. And hopefully that's going to help me organize the van a little bit better. So Dee, I'll let you know when Tina's around, and you can either come over here or we'll come over and see you. I know how to get to your place. Let's see, I know where. Paradise. Score, yeah, I sure did, Brian. You never know. And I might get back out that way. There was another post. Now, I don't need a post. Then I got to thinking, okay, we got our little entryway up here. And hey, who knows? Somebody might have a need for an iron post. Well, last I checked, Home Depot sells them for like $7 each, maybe 6. Right in there. Hello, here's a free one. Carl, remember 2025 is not that man, husband, father, and employee, but so I choose the wrong people to give my gifts to. So now nobody gets any gifts from you. There you go, Carl. I hope that and pray that 2025 is going to be a whole lot better year for you. I know 2024 was rough. Winter storm warning already. Okay, she's heading your way, Diane. Hopefully the roads don't get too terrible bad, but she knows to hunker down somewhere if they do. And she's got the kerosene heater is working. She ended up doing a jack, as she said. She said, yeah, I ran out of time because of the storm, and I ended up just throwing all my shit in the van, hop in and go. Yeah, I've done that a couple times. Troy's here. Welcome aboard. Making sure I'm not missing anybody. Nancy Drew, welcome aboard. Oh my goodness, Georgianne's here. I hope you're driving our way. I know the storm is probably keeping you home. On the other hand, Tina's risking it. Maybe you can catch up with her. And I know Dirk, well, he's going to fly. I don't know to where. I think to Los Angeles. And then rent a Class C and come this way. He should be here Monday. So he'll probably be able to fly over the top of the storm. Scrolling down to make sure that I haven't missed anybody and missed any comments that I need to reply to. Two gallons of distilled water. It's doable. Nancy, our treasured home. Welcome aboard. Okay, people saying hi to one another. And I'm doing the Steve thing. I'm scrolling. Hey, Brian, are you going to be going to the Ironwood meetup? I'm sure you know about it because you got Ron C's camping right next to you. Uh, Ron is one of the organizers. I'm a little more involved this year, um, and you may be quite interested in it too. Uh, I got the big speaker. Actually, I had two speakers with me. We'll play around with them. Maybe Sunday if you're not doing anything. I know a lot of you are going to the races today up in Lake Havasu. I'm gonna okay, D, catch you later. I'm gonna hang out and camp mostly. I'm probably gonna go over and get two items from that abandoned spot and bring those over here. One is just for the fire pit. Wow. Whoa. I'm sorry, Carl. My goodness. Okay, I am caught up. I didn't say, did I say hi to Dave? I think I did. Hi, Dave. Ahoy. Um, I hope you can get to a point where you're able to snowbird like some of us are doing. I'm still snowbirding. I'm I'm snowbirding in a way, but I'm also a full time nomad now. So yes, I will be coming back to Michigan in the spring. Uh, I got things to do, but you know, still winding down from selling the cottage and doing all that. I still got the bus to work on. I still got the pickup truck to work on. Uh, got some ideas um, how to make a little bit of money in the process. Not just selling stuff, but well, kind of. I'm pretty sure I'm going to give it a try where I purchase a vehicle out here, park my van, or I may have someone that wants to use the van while I'm gone, um, and then buy a rust-free vehicle and bring it up to Michigan and resell it because, yes, you can make a little bit of money. You're not ripping anybody off because if they're willing to pay more for a rust-free vehicle that I was able to acquire for a good price and drive it, those are good selling points, and it's a way to get back and forth. You know, so I can get up to Michigan, sell whatever vehicle that I'm bringing, that I'm driving to Michigan, and then that gives me a little money to work with to continue working on the bus, to finish the rebuild on the four-wheel drive portion of the square body '79 Chevy. Um, yeah, it's just things to do, and it'll take me most of the summer to get all that said and done. And then we have M24. You know, I'm kind of hoping that I'll get to go to a couple other things. Um, Sean, welcome aboard. Yeah, I'll watch for them. I keep an eye out for the scorpions. You didn't see any frogs? Oh my goodness. 53 degrees? That's crazy. Yeah, I do check my boots. My boots are sitting outside, but I do check them before I put them on. Who is it that's an expert on spiders? Moon over Miami? I think so. So, buttons on your underwear. Let's see if this person turns around. They're driving a 4x4, side by side. What do you call them? ATV. And they are looking at our signs. And they are turning around. Yes. Why are we blocking traffic? We don't mind if traffic comes back here, really. but they better go damn slow. There hasn't been any rain out here in at least a month, maybe more. It's drier than a popcorn fart. So when they come through with these little buggies or cars or anything, it raises a heck of a lot of dust. Now, traveling or RVing with G, rather, he's up there doing something, probably solar panels. Say hi. Wave to YouTube. That's G. Anyway, we just have so much freaking fun out here. Um, I know that some of the people, like I said, are going to Lake Havasu. I know Merton and Sue are going to Lake Havasu for the races. Uh, Roy, for sure. I don't know if Becky's going. I think Tim, that's CRV Hugh back there. I think he's going. I was invited, but I decided I'm going to stick around here. They taste good dipped in chocolate. Oh, God. I would not eat a scorpion, sorry. The laundromat membrane across the croc's eyes allow them to see underwater in brackish or silty water. Wow, that's pretty cool. 19 degrees where Linda's at, which is Ohio. Where did I miss anything from Georgianne? I was going to send her a private message and I didn't get around to it. Um, but I'm hoping that she'll get to come out this way too. Um, Speaking of Snowbird, yes, I'm going back to Michigan, and so that makes it sound like I'm a snowbird, but I'm mainly going there to take care of the stuff. And then, but you know what? While I'm up there, how about we go to Schoolie Palooza, or not Palooza, but Schoolie UP? I'd love to go to that. Then there's a possibility that I'll be traveling a little bit east. I'd like to go to London, Ontario. Um, there's just so many things to do. There's something, I spent, you know, let's just say 67 years of my life were spent in Michigan. Have I seen all of Michigan? No, I haven't. there's things to see in Michigan. There's things to re-see in Michigan. So I'll probably spend some time in Michigan. Mexican chocolate mountains, the mountains at Mexico desert. Ah, I heard something about. I was on a website where they were making Mexican chocolate. I don't know what that's all about. I didn't watch the whole thing. It had 14 degrees last night. Wow. 27 in Louisville, but it feels like 19. you know, I'm not. I found some cool things in Ohio that I enjoyed, but I'm not super. No, I'm going to shut up because I want to go to Hocking Hills. I know Tina's been there, and a few other channels have been there. Georgianne, she's been there, and it's been recommended to me. So if they got Hocking Hills, they probably got other stuff too. Pack your own food, yeah. I don't know. I have heard of cinnamon being put in chili before. Have I had it? I don't think so. I don't think so. But I'd be willing to try it. There's Nodge. Permission granted, of course. Welcome aboard, Nodge. Are you having any better weather down there? Carl's saying it's kind of chilly on the tip of Florida there at Flamingo. Sean says Ohio's fantastic. Creeks and rivers that lead to the river, the unhidden life of Ohio. You know, it could very well be. Yes, Cincinnati was the gate to the west before St. Louis. That's true. I remember that before they made the arch in St. Louis. Skylines chili, nutmeg, Greek chili. I could try that. Um, I can't remember her name. There was two people making chili yesterday. One of them's not anywhere near her. I just happened to see her making chili, Mexican chili, online. And then Sue offered me chili last night, but I was already cuddled up in bed. So maybe she'll have some left over and I'll have it today for lunch. We'll see. Sean used to work in Muskegon, Michigan at Hayward Furniture out of Canada. I don't know where Hayward Furniture is in Muskegon, although I've heard of them. I do know Muskegon, to a certain degree. I've been to Muskegon. Well, I was in Muskegon more times than I wanted to be before coming out here because Moose, who lives in Muskegon Heights, actually, which is not the best part of Muskegon, but yeah, pretty nice house and storage. So I got some stuff, mostly tools, at Moose's house in Muskegon. Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. Michigan is. Well, I grew up there, so maybe I'm jaded, but no, there really is. Michigan has a lot going for it. Politics, not so much. Although the people I hung with were pretty much like me, so but but as far as all that stuff, yeah, things are high priced in Michigan. It, you compare Michigan to, let's say, Arizona, it's a difference between night and day, and I'm not talking about temperature, just prices in general. Let's pray to God that here in Arizona they stay reasonably priced. I'm talking about like license plates, insurance, even the cost of a vehicle. Uh, okay, people say, well, no, those vehicles are high priced in Arizona. Yes and no. Uh, you got to shop just like you would anywhere. But the nicest thing about buying a vehicle here in Arizona or California, there's no rust. No rust. Hello. That's a big deal. Okay, I got to scroll up to what Nancy's saying at least. Never cared for Skyline. Apparently, I wasn't alone. Too close are closed now. Wow. They also, since they leave out the beans and serve it over spaghetti. Ah, yeah. I've had the beanless chili, and I'd rather have chili with beans and have that over spaghetti. Leave the beans. Okay, I'm caught up, sort of. Oh, so it's not quite as muggy down there? Sean, it's just an icon, I suppose, with me now. But my whole life, I've never liked clothes. You could ask my parents if they were around. You could ask them. May they rest in peace. But well, you can ask my sister; she's still around, and she's not quite like me, but she'll tell you that I never liked clothes. Growing up, I didn't like clothes. Just every chance I'd take my clothes off. It just don't know. Would I join a nudist colony? Nah, that's not my bag. Would I would I go naked with my spouse? Sure. But in a group of people all naked? No. No. I I don't like clothes and I do love the sun. I think the sun, loving the sun and having a healthy tan, if you will, and I try to have all over tan when I can. But I think the vitamin D, whatever from the sun, is a healthy thing for me. Um, but I've had issues. Right? I got the pacemaker, Sean. Things. I haven't always been super healthy, but I feel super healthy. I know my attitude is great, and I'm enjoying it. I'm going to enjoy it for as long as God lets me. Okay. And thank you for the blessings, Sean. Diane wants to trade weather with Nudge. Yeah, no rust. You're right, Brian. That's a big thing. And my pacemaker isn't rusting either. William's working and listening. The thing about buying a vehicle is to get a nice rust-free vehicle you can get a pretty penny for. Yes, that's very true, Sean, and that's what I'm thinking I'm going to do. Um, I saw a Jeep yesterday. It's 25 years old, but it's scad and washed. It's sitting there with a for sale sign on it, and a phone number. But they wanted $2,500 for it. I look at that and I look at the condition. I looked underneath it and everything. Like, that's not bad. But then on the other hand, how many miles is on it? That would be a factor to consider. But it didn't look like it had been, in any act. Sometimes it's hard to tell, but yeah, a guy can you just kind of look at it and it's like, it's in good condition. It doesn't, there's no dents in it. There's no, the interior actually was in good condition from what I could see. I couldn't open the doors, but it was a Laredo, so it's not the real fancy Jeep Cherokee. But it's got the adequate, you know, it's a beater with a heater, and it didn't really look like a beater. It looked like it had been more or less taken care of. It was dusty, but everything's dusty. We're in the desert, and it hasn't rained, and it's dusty. And even if it did rain, oh, you know, it might get muddy for a few days, but as soon as it dries out a little bit, it's going to be dusty. Okay, scrolling down again. People saying hi to William. Michelle, welcome aboard. Great to see you. Nudists are like the sisters of Sappho. What you think you're going to get sure isn't what you do get. Better stick to yourself and walk around naked at home. Yeah, that's pretty much how I look at it, Carl. And here's home. But it would have to be parked a little further out somewhere to be able to walk around nude. Um, but I have been able to do it here in Arizona and California as well, but in the desert and out. Um, I kind of tell a humorous story from last year. I think it was late February. Yeah, it was late February. I had gone to the van build that was in American Girl BLM land, basically, in California. It's near uh, the dunes. What's those dunes called? The Imperial Dunes. Um, and then when the van build was over, I basically took off. I went cross country because I could. I didn't take any main roads. I just drove on. Uh, I followed the power lines. There's always a trail of sorts near the power lines because the guys that built the power lines and the people that have to maybe work on the power lines drive along these little trails. So that's what I did. And then I came to an area. Oh, it was in between the dunes and the mines, and it was open area, nothing around, nothing that I could see. And I decided, I'm going to take a break. And it's probably about 90 some degrees. I laid out my blanket and shed my clothes. Well, I only had to shed my sandals and my shorts. And I laid out, and boy, I was just enjoying the sunshine and helping to get a little more tan on my body. And all of a sudden I hear, freaking somebody was flying a drone. Ugh. So I'm like, okay, who's flying the damn drone? I don't know. They could be 4 miles away for all you know. He drops an 11/32 rent. Is there a woman somewhere that thinks he is still wrong? I like that. Best line at work. 11/32 rent. It has to be at 11/32 too, by God. Keep thinking about Tina's oil. Like, yeah, heat-proof epoxy. Yes, I thought of that too, and maybe we'll have to do that. I've got wire brushes. I'm pretty sure I have some JB Weld that's heat-proof, but if not, we'll go to Parker or Lake Havasu or Yuma. We'll get what she needs, and she don't have to pay, mechanics prices. There's enough people around here. There's G. There's Brian. There's Tim. Even Roy. People will look at it and we'll all make a determination and then take the right course without having to go to a mechanic that's going to charge too much. However, if we determine that, you know what, you need a mechanic, Tina, that could come to that, But for most things, I'm pretty good that we can take care of it ourselves, Linda. Starting to click. What's starting to click, Nancy? About me not wearing clothes? See everyone at 6 working in Oregon. Oh, the OR room. Okay, we'll talk to you at 6 p.m., William. Thank you, Michelle. You're the first to comment. Now watch, you just opened the floodgates. Oh, tell you what, this sunshine, I love it, but it's hard to read the chat. Quart of distilled water. Hey, cool. And you've only been doing it for less than an hour. Yeah, and a couple gallons of distilled water, you should be able to use that for coffee and cooking for the next 2 days. Well, here comes Brian. And I think, yeah, that's Hector. Check him out.
Hey, how's it going?
Pretty doggone good.
I was watching your live stream over there, and I thought I just had to come over and say hi.
Yeah, appreciate it, man.
Yeah.
I was just talking to the crew that when Tina does get here, we got to put our brains together and look at her oil leak.
I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah.
I like mysteries.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it might. She's probably got the same engine, everything set up.
She's probably just got a fuel injection set up. That's about it.
What year is your van?
77.
77. Well, okay, there is a difference in years. Hers is a 93, but
fuel injected versus carbureted. We can fix it.
Yeah.
360 is a 360 all day long.
Yep. There you go.
Rock on.
All
right.
There's G, everybody.
G's in the house.
So what are you doing up on the roof?
I am installing solar hingy pivot incorporated.
Okay. I didn't know whether you're up there with pipes or solar panels.
Yeah, so square tubing that fits in the channel of the solar panel. So you have to get the angle of the dangle right. And then I'm putting extensions on it, and it's going to tilt and forward facing and all that.
I realize it's not Tuesday, but I can't resist, folks.
Yeah.
You know, the angle of the dangle is directly proportional to the mass of the ass.
Oh, swing!
Bum.
And with that, I got to go. Yeah, we're out. Enjoy, people. Bye.
All right, Brian.
Hey, we'll go live tonight.
Yeah.
If you're interested.
Okay. Well, I do go live at 4.
I'll see you at 4, and then I'll be live at 6.
Okay. Are you guys going to the races?
I am not. So good. I am.
Okay. All right. Cool. See what I mean? I got great neighbors. Sonia's here. I'm scrolling back up. $500 for a valve cover gasket? Oh, that's horrible. But mechanics get like $120 an hour. Just that's the standard rate, Thank you, Linda. It feels funny. Keep reaching down here and there's nothing there. And I am going to try to keep up with, I probably go shopping maybe tomorrow. Who knows? Maybe I'll find something in one of those tents down there. But chances are I can get what I need from Home Depot. Or when I'm cleaning the van today, I might find that I have scissors. I just don't know where they are. They might be in a toolbox, or they might be stored somewhere. Okay, let me go. Thank you, Nancy. Table stops still for water. Cool. Dun, da, da, da. Thank you, Sonia. Scrolling down here and it's still hard to see. Jim Foster, welcome aboard. Hot stuff. What did I do? Spiffy? Well, kind of. Some would say. Sonia and Jim, Tina left this morning. I talked to her an hour ago. It's over an hour ago. She has an oil leak on Hank the tank, but we think it's going to be okay till she gets here. She's going to keep a close eye on the oil pressure gauge, and she's got extra oil with her in case she has to, stop alongside the road and put oil in it. I'm thinking that shouldn't have to, but there is an oil leak. We think it might be the dipstick tube where it may be leaking from, which I believe, even Linda believes that, us guys around here can probably fix that using some JB Weld high temperature epoxy, or, if push comes to shove, we'll figure it out. We'll get it fixed, get the oil leak stopped. Is that her only oil leak? That's another thing that's going to have to be determined, So, but she is on her way. She's trying to beat the weather, and it's like uh, Diane was saying, Louisville is already under a winter storm warning. So, and I know she's trying to make it past Nashville, or at least make it to Nashville by evening. That's a pretty long trek. But at least I look at it like yeah, that's a trek. You met somebody from Parsippany, Troy Hills 2 days ago, having them towed out of the park at a Jersey tag. I know all about that. Picking on New Jersey now, Carl, huh? Certain parts of New Jersey. Who was I watching? Somebody was from. Oh yeah, what's that one guy's name? Peter something, and he does some really cool interviews. He goes to some really cool places. I mean, he gets right down and meets the town's people. But he was interviewing a guy, and this is an older video of his. It might be a year old. Guy lives in Utah, but he's originally from New Jersey like 10 years ago. But he lives at a place in Utah where, well, it's not quite Slab City, but a lot of the attitude is, it's like, don't worry about fastening your seatbelt. There's no cops. In fact, the nearest cop is over an hour away. So don't worry about wearing your seatbelt. That was just one of the things. And he met some people that have a lumber company. Oh, that was a different video. I watched 2 videos by Peter, whatever his last name is. He did one on the Lost Coast of California. That's that area where Highway 1 dips inland because it was too rocky and too difficult to build a highway hugging the Pacific Ocean in this northern part of California. It's really, the people that live there, they call it, wow, we're Southern Oregon. Oh. Anyways, I really enjoyed watching his videos. I wish I could remember the name. Peter or something. I'll try to, let me write that down. Peter, ? I'll let you know on this evening's show. I highly recommend him. He's a huge channel. I'm surprised I didn't know of him sooner. Uh-oh. I went to Roy and Becky and Earl and Terry, Mel and Nettie and Kenny on their live stream. And by the time they got done, you were already done with your live stream, Sonia. Sounds like I may have to watch the replay, Jim. It'll be a mystery. North American Traveler Edge. Ahoy, Nate. I think I know who you might be. But welcome aboard, whether I know you or not. Glad that you're here. Rutgers isn't an Ivy League school. They just put plants on the wall and the art department sprayed them green. That's funny. The Ivy League. When Carl went to high school in Somerset, his ex lived in Edison. Oh, no. Diane's saying that she went to high school in Somerset and her ex lived in Edison. The daughter was born in New Brunswick. Cool. 56 years and a day ago. Born at St. Barnabas Hospital in Livingston, New Jersey. I regret the error. Carl, happy birthday. I knew you were close to the first of the year, and I lost track of it somehow. Peter sent yeah, how do I say that name, William? Centeglo is the closest I can come. He is a really, really good. He's as good as Sarah. Wonder Hussy. I just enjoy both of them. They should interview each other. That'd be cool. Unsupervised on Friday. Oh my goodness. No responsibility. I understand, Jim. Wear protection. Sonia says she's an angel. Is this the same Sonia? Hey, lady, are you in the right chat? Blame Rob. Walt, anyone. Diane says her ribs hurt. Oh my! I guess I better watch the replay. Linda said her phone died last night. Aw. Well, I understand. I get carried away on my channel with everybody in the chat, of course. Just got carried away with visitors with G and Brian. It happens. Don't get cranky. Saw the same thing when a New York plate, a Maryland plate, a DC plate, a California plate. Get the skids here, get them out of here. Make sure you're plugged in. Yeah, make sure that Linda's up to date on her batteries and everything else. For the most part, I leave my phone and my laptop plugged in all day long. I've got the Jackery. During the day when I'm driving around in the desert, the Jackery is plugged into the cigarette lighter, charging. I'm usually I'm getting around 70, 75 watts when it's plugged into the cigarette lighter, into the Jackery. And with the computer and the phone plugged in, they are using like 10 watts to stay charged. So typically I am 100% charged all the time. I'm not right now because I'm disconnected from the Jackery. My phone is at 91%, which is kind of surprising that it dropped so quick. The computer is probably easily 90%. So I think the older the unit is, the more quicker that it's going to discharge. And if you're like me, Linda, you probably got too many apps on your phone. I don't know where they come from. I sign up maybe for one app, and then all of a sudden I got 6 of them. Like, what the heck? Stuff that I didn't really want. I don't play Candy Crush, but it's on there. Okay, somebody messaged me. Oh, it's Merton. He's answering my thing from yesterday. We were like 2 old farmers. We met each other somewhere down the lane here and yik-yakking. So he's just now answering me. Sending chili dogs and chili cheese fries. Thank you. That's weird because that's what this text back from Merton was. We were trying to think of the brand of a hot dog, and I finally did. It was Nathan's, which are pretty doggone good hot dogs. Okay, The surgeon's coming in. Okay, William. Thank you for being aboard. We'll see you tonight. Woof woof. It's Lulu and Moose. Hey, Lulu. Lulu. Lulu, are you running straight? Yes, you are. Lulu, you can come over here. Yeah, he pretty much stays to home. The bay, wait a minute. The bay is 0.3 at 2:01 p.m. The 2 p.m. tour is not running. I can't mudbug. Oh, so your tide is not as your tide hasn't come in as deep as it needs to be. It sounds like. I'm not familiar with tides and that type of thing, but I kind of know what you're probably talking about. You got to have a little more depth to the water to stay above. There's Roy. Say hi.
Howdy, you live?
Yeah.
I just woke up.
Oh, what time are you guys going to the races?
I think around noon.
Oh, okay. Well, you'll wake up by then.
Hopefully.
The Florida Bay tides are about 3 feet average depth. About 6 feet is the average depth of the bay. Okay. Rob is here. Welcome aboard. Okay. What's that one song? Then the tide rushes in and washes my castles away. And I'm really not so sure which side of the bed I should lay. It's a Woody Blues song. I saw where one of the Moody Blues guys is going to be performing. I want to say it was on the East Coast somewhere. And I don't know why I'm thinking of it. I just saw it in an advertisement. John Lodge, Moody Blues. Graham Edge, he passed away, a couple of years now already. He's been gone for a while. Rest in peace, Graham. I do remember Pat Boone, Linda. Don't tell me. Someone asked where the beach was here. I didn't stop laughing. No beach. Yeah, I knew that there was no beach down there. And I've not been there, but I at least knew that much. No, goodness. Not Cancun. On a day like today. So, yeah, that was a Pat Boone song, I think. On a day like today. It might take me a minute, Linda. It's just getting nicer and nicer. There's a little tiny bit of a breeze that pops up every now and then. But it feels good. The sunshine is feeling good. Let's see what temperature says. Whoops. Dang it. There. Sometimes when I'm in Messenger, I try to swipe to move the screen over, which I shouldn't do that because it erases or undoes conversations. Duh. It is now 60.
It's 68.
68. Okay. Mine says it's 60. I don't know why. But Roy just said it's 60, 68 degrees. So yeah, my phone says it's only supposed to be 60 at 11, which it's almost 11 now. But Roy's thermometer says it's 68. And I tell you what, it feels more like 68. It really does. I'm going to sneeze.
62.
62?
Yeah, 68's the high.
Oh, okay. Okay, it is actually 62, but it feels good. We pass the time away. On a day like today, we pass the time away. Yeah, gosh, I'm going to think of how that tune goes. Today, your sainted mother, 1 year. Wow. She made love. The incubator was kind of a blessing. Oh my, Carl, that's deep. A lot of people have no idea what you're talking about. Nancy says hi. I don't know if he heard me. I don't know if he's back in the trailer or in the clam. So that's how things are here in Quartzsite, Arizona for today at the camp. Um, Again, we want to have prayers for Tina as she drives this way. She's going to try to make it to Nashville by this evening. So definitely prayers up for her for safe travels. I don't know if George Ann is still with us, and I don't know if George Ann is planning on leaving after the storm or how she's planning how she's going to get out here. Dirk is due here in today's Saturday, so Sunday. He should be here sometime Monday. Not exactly sure what time, but we expect Dirk will be around on Monday. Chances are we will see him in other people's live streams yet today. I'm trying to think. There's a couple other people that are coming this way. I think, did I mention Jarhead and Ginger are here? I think so. They're not here in this camp, but they are here. Ron is here. Paper Nomad he came back. He's here. I think Paul is still here. Yeah, there's a few. Nomadic Fanatic, not too far away up that direction. Can't think of anybody else right off the top of my head, but there's more people coming. I did check on Beatrice, whom you don't know who she is, but I checked on her yesterday. She's doing fine. She's out in Skadden Wash. I did give her my number. I said, if you feel like you might want to perhaps be a little safer with some people around, welcome to come over here. She said thanks, but I think she's going to stay where she's at out there in Skadden Wash. She seems like she can take care of herself. So, trailer clam chat. There you go. Yes, Jane Bray. That's who I was trying to think of, Roy. So she'd be coming down from Canada. Am I right? There's the Adventures of Traveling Mike. Good morning. Good to see you. I'll wave to you. Morning, Mike. Ron sees America, Diane. I hear morning. Yep, Mike is hollering good morning. Okay, D&D got back last night. Cool. Yeah, Yeah, the crowd is growing. It's a great crowd. Yeah, we haven't seen Ron Darrell. I don't. Did he get his computer fixed yet? Is his microphone working? Yeah, my first trick would have been to go to Best Buy or wherever and spend $20 for a microphone. A web microphone, USB, plug it in. But then I can't tell somebody how to spend their money or what to do. Just a suggestion. Robert's coming back. He's getting solar installed. Okay. Too many people. To a more secluded spot in February where staff members' contact expires. Aha. Get further away. It's a shame that you got to move because actually your campsite's pretty nice. But I can understand, Carl. A little less radio rental. Radioactive. Nod says Roy and Becky. Da, 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 saying, oh, he's saying hi to everybody. Busy but listening, yeah. Someone's cat is roaming around here. Not mine. I don't have a cat. I think. Who has a cat? I don't know. Might be a strange cat. All right, it is 1 minute after the hour, and I do have things that need to get done. Let's see, UK tattoo artist Adam Cornish. He's done when he visited. I'm not familiar who that is, Phil. 400 feet. 500. Oh, it's not so bad. But if it isolates you a little bit more, then it's worth it. Rob's on the road's been an informational morning, to say the least. About mom. Uh-oh. Prayers for your mom. Yep. Yeah, Tina's on her way, Roy. I talked to her a couple hours ago now. She's got an oil leak. So when she gets here, we're going to have to dig into it. See if we can fix it. It sounds like maybe the tube that the dipstick goes through, probably right at the base of the motor where it goes into the motor. I've seen that happen more than once. And a little bit of wire brushing and some high temp epoxy. I might have to go up to Havasu or down to Yuma to get the right stuff. JB Weld makes an epoxy that's super high temperature, high strength. That would probably fix it. I've also seen it where it goes into the engine, it kind of gets wallered. Okay, so what you do is you take a wooden dowel, take the tube right out, and take a wooden dowel and put it in the end, and just kind of make that a slight bit wider right at the end. And then when you get it in the hole in the engine, you got to pop it in and it stays. And then put a little bit of sealant around it. Should be good to go. The O-ring, yep, might be that. From the sounds of it, it leaked out more than it should have. I mean, she actually had the oil light come on. So I'm like, probably should have been checking your oil a little more often. But, it is what it is. I mean, she drove it it had an oil change in Virginia, and she drove it up to Michigan from Virginia. And she's driven around quite a bit in Michigan. And then today, when she's on her way here, a couple hours away from home, she had to stop and get oil. So she's a little nervous. But I think she's going to be okay. Honey's transmission O-ring dipstick. See? And Honey, I think, is the same. Isn't Honey a Dodge? Yeah. Yeah, it's good that the oil light works when the, like with the square body, I had no gauges or anything, but the oil gauge worked because the oil gauge doesn't require electricity. Oil gauge works on oil pressure. Oh, if you got a warning light, that requires electricity, but I always watch the gauge. Then I would know when I needed to add oil. So, all right, folks, there will be a different thumbnail for this afternoon's show. And believe it or not, the thumbnail that was on there for the featured channel, to give you one little tiny clue before we sign off here, I have been there. I know exactly where that picture was taken because I have been in that exact place, but that's not my picture. That is a picture that I stole from the featured channel. So, all right, fair winds and smiles. Come on. Trim your beard and you can do it. May God bless. Thank you for being aboard. We'll see you this afternoon. She's a Ford. Oh, okay. I'll insult her. Sorry.